Hey guys, it's Ty the dog guy here. Well, not here, this is my puppy. This is Chocolate Chip. And Chocolate Chip is her breed is called Cao de Fila de São Miguel. I imported her from some islands, the Azores Islands out in, which are some Portuguese islands. Really cool dog, really cool breed. Very rare, I'm guessing maybe 2-3 dozen in the United States, maybe more, but I've actually only heard of one other person having them. I'm only assuming that there's got to be a handful more that have them. But in any case, she is 10 months old as of a couple days ago. And the way that I'm raising her for something very specific, protection training and security training. And as a result, I'm not training a whole lot of obedience just yet. Usually I do that when we start at about a year. I start getting the dog to be much more obedience trained and things like that. But in the beginning stages, what is critical for any dog that I raise, whether it's a protection dog or not, is they need to be house trained and not destroy my stuff. And so I don't care in the beginning if they, you got an itch, little girl? I don't care if they sit perfectly. I don't care if they, there's lots of things I don't care about. I'll start training them. But anyways, I really care about the house training because I don't like cleaning up messes. I don't like dogs going to the bathroom in my house. So Chip has been here 6 months, almost to the day, pretty close. She's been here 6 months and she has had, come on sweets, she has had one accident the entire time. And so as I've mentioned this, people said, how do you do this? How can you accomplish this? And so I wanted to make a video showing exactly how I've been able to do that. Now, there's more information about this on my website, tythedogguy.com, because I've been teaching this house training formula for years. I'm going to take off this collar here. This is a collar that I use for working on protection training. So in any case, come here, Chip. So like I said, I've been teaching this formula for years, and I'm going to put you on leash, little girl. And personally with clients, I've probably house trained hundreds of dogs, if not more. And then our DVD programs and other programs that we teach have probably house trained thousands of dogs. And so I wanted to walk through the entire program with you. This video will probably be, maybe about 10 minutes long or something like that. We'll see. But in any case, there's 4 stages, 4 things that you need to do if you want to house train your dog. Number 1 is prevention. So like I say, 6 months, 1 accident, that is 95% of that is prevention. Dogs are creatures of habit. So if we accidentally allow them to pee, that's where she did pee the one time, although I caught it, and I'll tell you about that. If we allow them to pee, it starts to become habitual. And so people say, well, who would allow their dog to pee in the house? Well, if your dog's peeing in the house, then the answer is you. You're the one allowing your dog to pee in the house. Now, you're doing it on accident, of course, but you're allowing it to happen with your inactivity, with things that you're not doing rather than things that you are doing. And so in any case, the first step in the house training formula, and there's 4. The first one is the biggest one, the most important one. And what that is prevention and, just setting the right tone. We got to prevent the dog from going to the bathroom in the house. We don't want it to become, like I say, habitual. And so we prevent 2 different ways. Number 1 is tethering. And that's what I'm doing right now is I've got her on a leash. She's tethered. Now, I'm actually not tethering her anymore. I just did it in the beginning of the video to show you what I'm talking about. But when I'm first house training a dog, they are with me 100% of the time when I'm home, or they're in a crate. So let me take you into the crate, because I get a lot of questions about this. Where do you put your crate? Mine happens to be in my mud room, just a decent sized mud room in from the garage. So there's the garage. We come into the mud room. Right now she still sleeps in the crate. In about 2 months she won't be. So don't break into my house in 2 months because she's going to tear you. Just kidding. Well, not really. But anyways, so this is the mud room and this is where she sleeps. Our bedroom is over here. So if she did make some noise, I could hear it. Now, people say, should I put the crate? Bedroom's right through there. People say, should I put the crate in the bedroom or somewhere else in the house? It depends. I put it here day 1 because I didn't want her in the bedroom. And it worked out fine. Now there's some dogs that do so much better. See how much she likes her crate. There's a lot of dogs that do so much better if the crate's in the bedroom and they know where the family is. There's some dogs that do better if the crate's not in the bedroom. So it really just depends on the dog. wherever the dog's going to be the most comfortable. So anyways, in the beginning stages, so for the first little bit, first couple months, when I'm home, she's on a leash. When I'm gone or sleeping, she's in the crate. Or if I'm home and I just do not have the I call it bandwidth, and maybe you know what I'm talking about. Supervising a dog takes a lot out of you mentally and emotionally. Emotionally, and don't underplay that. There's a lot of emotional bandwidth that goes into supervising a dog. But anyways, for the first couple months, if I just couldn't have her with me, she would go into the crate. As a result, she loves the crate. And so anyways, when she was with me, I would keep her on a leash. Now that we're a few months into this, she's not really on a leash so much anymore. Like I say, every now and then, like maybe if we have company over and I don't trust her just yet at having good manners, we might put her on a leash. But essentially right now, she's off leash around the house. Now, Chip, her name's Chocolate Chip. We call her Chip. Come on, sweets. So now, come here. Go to bed. I have taught her some of the basics of obedience. And so now, in the evening, my wife and I will sit here. We'll be on the computer. We'll talk, watch TV, stuff like that. This is now her spot. And so she's pretty good at staying on her bed, still learning that concept. But in any case, she's at a point where she's 10 months old, doing really good. And so I will allow her to wander, and I'll let her go up the stairs if she wants, or even go down the stairs. That's the basement right there. Let her go into the kitchen if she wants. Let her go into the front room. Come on. Follow me, sweets. So if I'm in this general area, I'll let her kind of go into, the dining room area, maybe into the front room, library. There's my sweet family, my 4 little girls and my wife. So if I'm in this area, she can kind of roam this area if I feel like it, or I'll put her on her bed. But the bottom line is she still needs supervision, because if I just didn't supervise her, maybe she doesn't go to the bathroom, maybe she does, I'm not sure. But I don't want to find out, because it's so much easier. Come on, Chip. Let's go back over here. Come on. Come here. Go to bed. Good girl. So much easier to avoid a problem rather than accidentally allow it to occur and then try to fix it later. So anyways, so we're at a stage now, probably 2-3 months from now, and I go slow on purpose. I'm pretty conservative about it, just because, oh gosh, I've seen such nightmares of people trying to house train their dogs that I'm just conservative about it. But probably 2-3 months from now, when I'm home, she'll have free run of the house completely. I won't, right now if I'm watching TV and she's wandering and I see her go up the stairs, if she's up there for more than 15 seconds, I'm calling her down. Same thing if she goes down the stairs, I'm calling her down if she's more than 15, 30 seconds or so. But in 2 or 3 months, that'll probably be different. She'll probably have earned free run of the house while I'm home. So anyways, this little concept that I've been talking about for 4 or 5 minutes is the most important aspect of house training almost all the time. There's a few other aspects that are important, and sometimes they're super critical, but usually they're appendages to this main trunk of concept that you and your dog need to understand. Yes, hi, pretty. And so that's step number 1, prevention. And then we gradually wean off of that need for prevention. Step number 2 is really simple. It's to encourage good behavior. Come on. And so encouraging good behavior means to take the dog outside, and we'll talk about schedules in a bit. It is an awful, awful day. I mean, it is windy and snowy. You can't really see it very well. It is freezing. But encouraging good behavior, I think she just went to the bathroom. She probably doesn't need to go. In the beginning, I go out with the dog. Now, I sent her out right now to see if she needs to go at all. She may or may not, but I'll talk for a minute here. In the beginning, I go out with the dog, even if the weather's like this and it's awful, because I need to be there to encourage the good behavior when it happens. And so when we catch her going to the bathroom outside, I need to tell her that's a good idea. And so in the beginning, for the first few months, she worked for all of her food. As we worked on certain things, she would get food if she came when called. She would get food if she went to her bed. And one of the things she would get food for is when she would go to the bathroom outside. And so when she went to the bathroom outside, lots of praise, lots of, some of her food. And so it required me going out there. Now, I know what a lot of people do. Shoot, I'm coming up on 10 minutes, and I still got a few more minutes, so apologize if this is getting long. So what I've seen people do is they'll send the dog out. The dog goes to the bathroom. They say, "Good job. Come here, dog." And the dog comes and they give him a treat. And technically there's nothing wrong with this, but what you just did there is you rewarded the dog for going to the rather you rewarded the dog for, there she goes off, she's probably going to pee over there. You rewarded the dog for coming when called, not for going to the bathroom. You have about a second or two window to let the dog know, what's right and what's wrong. And so, it looks like her collar got a little bit loose here. I'm going to bring her in and take that off. And so anyways, you've only got a second or two to make this association. Hi, honey. This is my other dog. Old lady, 13 years old. Hi, pretty. And so you only have this second or two in order to make the association. And so we want to tell her in that moment, good job, you went to the bathroom. Come on, Chip. Come here. Come over here. Go to bed. Good girl. And so you can't do that if you're standing at the back porch. So go out with your dog, encourage the dog to go to the bathroom. So step 1 is prevention. Step 2 is encouraging good behavior. Step 3 is discouraging the bad behavior. In other words, going to the bathroom in the house. Now, if you're doing step 1, 2, and 4, I'll talk about 4 in a second, really well, step 3 becomes usually not terribly important because you won't have many opportunities. So, like I say, we've had her 6 months, and there's one time that I've had to do step number 3. Honey over there, who you just saw, the old lady. Hi, pretty. We house trained her 13 years ago or so. I think we had 3 total accidents. My other dog, Rocco, who just passed a couple weeks ago, I think we had 2 total accidents. So anyways, you don't have to have all these accidents. A lot of people say, oh, well, they're a puppy. They'll learn, they'll work through it. You don't have to wait for that. Like I say, on 3 of my last 3 dogs that I've had, 2 of them still currently with us, we've had like a total of 5 accidents when they were young. Now, throughout the years, yes, they've been, Honey's been sick and had some accidents in the house. Rocco, same thing, had some accidents in the house when he was sick. But I'm talking legit house training accidents, 5, maybe 6, from 3 dogs total. And so if you're willing to put in the effort that I do, you can have the same thing. So in any case, the third thing is to discourage bad behavior. So we need to correct it when the dog goes to the bathroom in the house. Now, this is a source of a lot of contention because a lot of people say, no, you can't correct the dog. They won't realize what they won't realize what you're doing. Guys, dogs aren't stupid. They form associations in the minute, or in the moment rather. No, come on. Go to bed. Good girl. They form associations in the moment. So in the moment, if my dog's going to the bathroom outside and I praise him or her, that's a behavior the dog will understand they want to repeat. In the moment, if my dog's going to the bathroom inside and I correct it, the dog will understand that that's something I don't want to repeat. And so now the correction needs to be done with good timing. It needs to be fair. So you don't, rubbing your dog's nose in it, stupid, don't do that. Yelling, screaming, stupid, don't do that. What you need to do is with your dog on a leash, because your dog should be on a leash. Remember, I told you that in the beginning. Dog's on the leash until they've earned the privilege of not being on the leash because they understand things. But with your dog on a leash, it's just real quick. I grab the leash, nope, and we start going outside. That was not for you, sweetie. Come on. Come here. Go to bed. Good girl. And so with the dog on a leash, we can correct it. Again, not harsh, but any correction I give is going towards the back door, towards whichever door you want to go to where the dog needs to go to the bathroom. I want the dog to associate, I really got to go to the bathroom. This is the direction I need to go. And on that note, I never train the dog to tell me they need to go. I never train the dog to use a bell, to scratch at the door, to bark, to come get me, any of that. Now, some dogs will just naturally do it, but I never train a dog to do that because I don't want the dog to tell me when they need to go to the bathroom. Because then I can't tell you how many clients I've had over the years where, no, come on, sweets. Come on, go to bed. Where they taught their dog to use a bell, and the dog they become a butler. The dog's ringing the bell 50 times a day because they just want to go out to the backyard and play. And so what I do is I teach the dog to hold it. And so that's where step number 4 comes in, is a routine. I want the dog to trust a routine. Now, it doesn't have to be set in stone, but there's a few things I like to routine. One of those is food. And so in the beginning, sometimes we use food to train the dog, so this becomes more difficult. If you're feeding meals, feed meals. Don't leave food sitting out. Feed for 5 minutes and pick up the food, maybe 10 minutes, and then pick up the bowl after you're done, whether or not the dog's eating it. And soon the dog will be on a routine. And a dog that's on a food routine is much more likely to be on a bathroom routine. Water, come on. So we keep our water over here. And we give the dog access to water all day. When I'm house training a dog, you thirsty? When I'm house training a dog, We cut off the water 7 o'clock at night, just kind of depending on a few different factors, depending on what time you go to bed. Usually 3, maybe 4 hours before going to bed. Come on, sweets. And so that's a good girl. So like I said, I don't routine the water. I just might cut it off in the evening so the dog doesn't have accidents overnight. And then the last thing I routine is their bathroom schedule. And so in the beginning stages, you know, we take them out to the bathroom first thing in the morning, last thing at night. We take them out to the bathroom after eating, an hour after eating. We take them out to the bathroom anytime we've taken them out of the crate. We take them out to the bathroom anytime, you know, we've played with them for a bit. We take them out to the bathroom after really big drinks. And so right there is quite a bit of times going out to the bathroom. And if you're with the dog all day and there's other times where you've gone 2 hours or so and the dog hasn't gone out to the bathroom, I'm talking about a puppy, longer for an adult, then I'll take the dog out to the bathroom at that point. Okay, come on. You're wandering around a lot. Put her in her crate for a bit. And so like I say, with just a handful of tools, I've got a bed, we've got a leash, we've got food, we've got water, with just a handful of things, we can get this dog house trained really quick. So like I say, is she house trained now? It's to me, house training is a dog. I don't even have to think about the dog. The dog's not going to go to the bathroom in the house. She's not there yet. Well, I don't know. She might be, but I'm not willing to test that yet. You know, give me another couple months. And so I don't know that I would necessarily call her house trained yet, but I do think that, you know, she will be here very shortly. But it's those 4 main steps. Number 1, prevention. Number 2, encourage good behavior. Number 3, discourage bad behavior. Number 4, get on a routine, food, water, and potty breaks. All right, went longer than 10 minutes. We're about 17 minutes now, but hopefully this has shown you where you may or may not be going wrong with your dog and things that you can change. So I encourage you to get after it. So make sure to go head over to tietheDogGuide.com for other training information.